You're welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to write a good essay in an exam. If today is the first one on this channel, please click on the subscribe button so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video on this channel. It is important for every student to learn how to write a good essay because a lion's share of marks is allotted to essay writing in most English language examinations. In West Africa Senior Secondary Certificate Examination, for example, you are presented with at least 3 topics from which you are to choose and write on one. When you have chosen the topic you want to write on, the first thing you should do is to recognize the essay type because every essay type has a different style and approach of writing it. The 4 types of essays that we have include narrative, descriptive, expository, and argumentative essays. I will explain these 4 types of essays at the end of this tutorial. So, after you have recognized the essay type, the next thing you should do is to jot down your ideas on the topic you want to write on. It is quite important for you to spend some time to plan your essay. The planning involves making brief notes on the points to be made in the essay. You should spend about 5 minutes to put down as quickly as possible all ideas that come into your head as you think on the topic. After jotting down your ideas, the next thing is to arrange the ideas in the order they should appear in the essay. Jotting down ideas has many advantages. It prevents you from running out of ideas in the course of writing your essay, because you already have your ideas written down. It also enables you to give shape and development to your essay because you have jotted down your ideas. It will be easy for you to arrange them and know which point should come first and which point should follow. It is important for you to know that a good essay has 3 basic parts: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. The introduction includes the topic which you should clearly write. In writing the topic of your essay, when you capitalize everything, please do not underline it. But if you write in small letters, you should underline. But while writing in small letters, bear in mind that the content words, that is words that belong to the major parts of speech, like nouns, adjectives, adverbs, verbs, will have to start with capital letters. But words that belong to the minor parts of speech, like prepositions, conjunctions, will start with small letters. Don't forget to always underline whenever you are using small letters. Let's look at an example. It is more important to train a male child in school than it is to train a female child in school. I've capitalized the first letters of the content words, that is the words that belong to the major parts of speech. And the ones that did not capitalize the first letters are the ones that belong to the minor parts of speech. But I'm not going to underline it because of the limited function of the application that I'm using, but please underline it. I hope you understood that. Now, when you start writing your essay, make sure that you handle each idea you have already jotted down with a single sense of balance. While grouping your essay in paragraphs, the first paragraph, which is introduction, should neither be lengthy nor short. It should be moderate as well as the concluding paragraph. The introductory paragraph introduces the essay, while the concluding paragraph somehow summarizes the content of the essay. So these 2 paragraphs are not normally long or as long as the other paragraphs of the essay. While writing the other paragraphs of the essay, do not write it in such a way that would depict an abnormal difference in terms of the length of the paragraphs. For instance, it marks of poor arrangement and poor development of ideas if some of your paragraphs are between 2 lines or 3 lines, while others are about half a page or even a full page long. Using a sense of balance to determine the length of paragraph will prevent this abnormality. When you're writing an essay, Endeavor to see that the words you use are suitable for the topic on which you are writing. There are words or expressions that are used technically for particular circumstance or fields. Such words or expressions are called the register. Words like election, rigging, voting, appointment can be regarded as register of politics, and words like breeze, wind, cloud, thunder, lightning are associated with rain. To learn the register of different fields and circumstances, you simply have to be a versatile reader. When you are versatile in reading, you will learn the register associated with different fields. There are three features the examiner uses in judging a good essay, and they include the content, the presentation or the organization, and the mechanical error. Now, let's see how we can impress the examiner and score high on each of the aspects. Let's look at the content. The content refers to the ideas which you present in your essay. You should know that one of the aspects considered in the award of marks to your essay is the wealth of the ideas contained in it. The content of your essay must be relevant to the topic, otherwise, your essay will score no mark for content. In short, the mark scored under content depends on the number of relevant ideas presented and effectively discussed by the writer, which is you. Now let's look at the second aspect that the examiner considers in marking your essay scripts. That is the organization or orderly presentation. In this aspect, the examiner looks out for how you arrange your ideas. For example, in 2016 WASC, the candidates were asked to write a story that ends with, "Finally, we arrived safely." In writing this type of essay, you don't start from what happened when you arrived to what happened when you started the journey. The examiner also checks if you obeyed the rules that govern the kind of essay you are writing. For instance, if you are writing an essay, you should not write it in a letter format. An essay should always have a title. Make sure you don't omit it. Don't write address and enclosure as you do in letters when you are writing an essay. He also checks out for how you effectively used the paragraph. A paragraph is a unit of thought around one main idea. A paragraph is a collection of sentences that develop a single idea. Each of the paragraphs should have what is called a topic sentence. A topic sentence. A topic sentence is the sentence that expresses the controlling idea or the main subject of the paragraph. For instance, if you are writing an essay that ends with, "We finally arrived safely," if one of the paragraphs talks about the bad roads, the topic sentence should be something like, "The poor road condition affected our journey in no small way." When you establish a topic sentence as that, then you can go on to talk about how the poor road condition affected your journey in the other sentences of the paragraph. Furthermore, the flow of ideas from one paragraph to another paragraph should be done smoothly. You should link the paragraphs in your essay with transitional expressions like "however," "in addition," "similarly," "on the whole," "consequently," "furthermore," etc. But make sure you know the meanings of these expressions in order to use them properly, so that you wouldn't have to use "similarly" when you are supposed to use "consequently." The next feature is the use of language. Here, the examiner will look out for your choice of words, idioms and expressions, your use of tenses, and your knowledge of concord. You should always avoid clumsy sentences, that is, confusing sentences. Avoid slangs and colloquial expressions when it is not informal letter you are writing, because that is the only place you are allowed to use slangs and colloquial expressions. The last feature is mechanical error. This is where most students lose a lot of marks. Here you are subjected to lose marks on wrong spellings, poor punctuations, misuse of tenses, and other grammatical errors. You should be careful while writing an essay and make sure your handwriting is legible. While writing an essay in an examination, it is advisable for you to stop from time to time to check over your essay to correct any slip or error. You should be conscious of the need to avoid the following errors: careless omission of words, illegible handwriting, use of incorrect tenses. For example, using the present tense instead of the past tense, or using the past tense instead of the present tense. Wrong use of singular and plural. Confused use of articles. Wrong use of conjunctions like but, yet, because. Wrong use or failure to use capital letters when you're supposed to use capital letters. Wrong spelling, etc. You are therefore advised to be careful in making conscious efforts to avoid these errors. Do not use the popular abbreviations you use when writing in social media in your exam. Please be careful not to make the mistake because it will greatly reduce your marks and can even make you to score 0 under mechanical accuracy. I hope you understood everything that I've taught you so far. Please, if you need more clarifications, let me know at the comment section. Now, let's look at the different types of essays. First, we have the narrative essay. The narrative essay. It is the type of essay that requires you to tell a story or narrate an event. If you are writing a narrative essay, be sure to make it interesting so that the examiner will enjoy reading it. When writing this kind of essay, you have to narrate the event in the order it happened. I hope you know that narrative essays are chiefly fictional. That is, they are born out of your imaginations. While writing your narrative essay, you should bear in mind that the chief aim of this kind of essay is to entertain and to inform. The introductory paragraph should be simple and catchy. It should be simple and catchy to make the examiner want to read the rest of the story. Please note that the dominant tenses in this type of writing should be the simple past tense, since what is being narrated relates to the things that happened in the past. The second type of essay that we are going to look at is descriptive essay. Descriptive essay. The descriptive essay is the type that requires you to describe an object, a person, a place, an incident, or a scene. Hence, if you are to write a descriptive essay in an exam, you should have a clear picture of what you are describing in your mind. To score high in this type of essay, you are expected to give a very clear, interesting, and informative description. You should be able to make your examiner to see the thing you are describing in his mind. He should feel it, smell it, taste it in his mind. Hence, you should make sure that your essay is detailed and captivating. The next one is the expository essay. Expository essay. This type of essay explains and tells what something is. It is a type of essay that examines something logically, provides new information, and explains them rationally. As expository essay is aimed at explaining something, you should see that you arrange your ideas logically. For example, if you are asked to write about democracy, you have to discuss what democracy is, how it operates, who practices it, and why it is practiced, and the different ways it is practiced in different countries. The last type of essay that we'll consider is the argumentative essay. The argumentative essay. This type of essay requires you to persuade your examiner to agree with you. It is the type of essay that is meant to prove a point, present a point of view, or balance the two sides of an issue. In writing an argumentative essay, you should first and foremost give a clear definition of the subject matter or the key issue of the topic. For example, if you have a topic that says it is more important to educate a boy than to educate a girl in the family, the subject or the key issue is education. So you will have to define education in the first paragraph. After definition, you should go ahead to state your position on the topic. That is, if you are supporting or opposing the topic. The way the essay question is set will help you to understand if you have to support or to oppose the topic. For example, if you have this essay question from 2016 WASC that says, you are the main speaker in a debate on the topic, education is the best legacy a parent can give a child. Write your argument for or against the motion. In this question, you are required to write on one side of the topic. You are free to choose the side on which to write for or against. So that brings us to the end of today's lessons. So we talked about essay structure, parameters for marking an essay, paragraphs, topic sentence, linking words, types of essays. Please, if there's something you do not understand, like I said before, let me know at the comment section. I'll be reading your comments and I'll be answering all your questions. Thanks for watching. See you next week in another video. And please do subscribe. It's free. It helps to promote this video on YouTube and also to get you notified. Please click on the subscribe button. Thank you.